Good evening, folks. Wally here, and today we're gonna be watching episode 7 of Dandadan. The last episode left us on quite a cliffhanger. We finally broke out of the red woman's grasp. Acrobatic Silky, I believe her name was, and now it's Okarun, Momo, and an unconscious Aira versus the demon, the yokai. So let's see where this goes. I just want to jump right into it. We yapped a lot last episode. I gave my thoughts on what I think the problem is with Ira. I gave my thoughts on the Red Lady and what that signifies. So if you're interested in, my thoughts on the last episode, go and check it out right now. It's up on the channel. Check it out and come back now. Let's jump right into it. Let's. Oh, is this real life? This looks like a real life street. It's not animated. This is like real life. So this is obviously a yokai based on like a deceased mother. Oh, that's not safe for work. Girl! Oh. So what's the deal with the mommy shit? Like, what's the deal? Is this like the spirit of a deceased mother? Oh, masticate you is crazy. Momo's got her cat caught. Her hair's caught. Her hair's caught. Headbutting is one way to do it. He just bashed her. Boom, full throttle. Let's go! We got it, thank you. We gotta pause. How many of you are watching, looking forward to me saying all that bad stuff about her? And you're like, he doesn't know. He has no idea. Look, I hated her. Okay, you caught me red-handed. I hated her, but like I did not want her to die. I think they're going to use the ball to bring her back to life somehow, but it absolutely makes sense that she's dead. But that's kind of insane. If this death actually like sticks, she's just dead. Oh, I'm going to feel really bad. Because like no matter how terrible of a person you are, nobody deserves that, man. She's just dead. You guys saw the fucking cogs turn in my wheel when I heard that. Like, they're gonna have to bring her back to life. There's no way they leave her dead. That was a shock value moment. I refuse to believe they're gonna leave her dead. If they leave her dead, this show is officially one of the best shows ever because it's committing to what it said it would do. It's not fucking backtracking or just making shit out for shock value. I think they're gonna use the ball to bring her back to life. If they don't, and if she's just like gone and we can't do anything about her, then crazy. Actually crazy. To a kinder world. Is she actually dead? 'To a kinder place' was the title. She might actually be dead. 'She just broke her own jaw. The yokai wants to sacrifice itself for Aira. Okay, this is a plot twist I did not see coming. Yeah, Aura is basically a soul. Her soul is dying, so she needs to augment it with someone else's soul. This is... I did not see this as being the plot of this episode. This is kind of... This is very good writing. We're gonna get a flashback now. Okay. A love hotel. Okay. Is she a child born from a prostitute? Red light district? What's the case here? Is this someone that died? I'm really curious what the relationship is. There's the red dress. This is of course like Acro Silky, like the person that Acro Silky that died and became Acro Silky. Does she have a kid? Is Ira her child? Mommy? No, that's a different kid. That's not Ira. Okay. It might be Ira and she started dyeing her hair pink, but like the eyes aren't pink, so. And Kid Ira also had pink hair. She's working all sorts of odd jobs to make ends meet. Have her kid be a ballet because that's what she likes. Ballet practice, okay. Single mom trying to pay the bills. Sleeping with people. Oh, this is going to break my heart into pieces. This is unironically like just going to break my heart into pieces. What's the timer for? Like how many minutes you have for the night with her? Oh, the kid's going to die, isn't she? Something terrible is going to happen to this kid. Oh no. Oh no, this is going to ruin my heart. Ira's going, no, not Ira, like this child is going to go to ballet lessons and do like a recital, and this is going to go so wrong. Oh no. Oh no. I was not familiar with your game, Dandadan. The directing on this is impeccable, by the way. The music and the directing, phenomenal. A birthday cake! Burglars? Debt collectors? Are they here to... Are they loan sharks? Oh, they're doing real life. This is what we saw in the start. Oh, this is impeccable. This is a real life street. Was just a chance encounter, a mistake. That's where she associates Ira. Okay, so her mom's not here. Yeah, her mom's dead. I knew it was gonna be something about money. Oh. Dog, there's no way Acro Silky is this good. Is her name Ira too? She's gonna go to a kinder place. Let her move on. Don't hit me with the mother story, please. Don't hit me with it. You're a lot more. Don't do this to me. You didn't need to be more than you were. You were enough. You were the best. Thank you. I love you. Yeah. Yeah, you were. Kinder world. The end of the episode. Give me a moment. This is my favorite show of a very long time. This goes into for me, there's no stronger storyline than a parent and child storyline. I think that is a fundamental bond that we as humans know in our hearts. And it's like it's not something that you can put into words. It's not something that you even really think about as being special. It's not something that crosses your mind across your day to day. It's just something that you just go along with. Like, that's my mom. That's my dad. But when you get to my age, like you get in your mid-20s, right? And you start realizing, right? You get into real life and you're like, "Oh, I see how it is." When you start providing for your own family, you're like, "Okay, I see the things that we had to go without. I see like how difficult it was to give a child what they needed and wanted over your own wants and needs. Like the sacrifice that goes into being a parent. Like it's paved with like 1,000 sacrifices to raise a kid and to raise a happy kid. And what they did with Acro Silky here was it's a very simple, again, very simple storyline, but it's something that like I think everyone relates to. Like after watching this episode, you need to go to your parents and say thank you. I love you. I'm gonna go do that after this episode myself. Because one of the biggest insecurities you can have as a parent is feeling like you couldn't do enough for your kids. It's feeling like you couldn't have you didn't have the money, so you couldn't buy them that special thing they wanted. Or you weren't able to get them that super cool meal that they wanted. Or you couldn't, do 1,000 other different things that other kids could. And the kid doesn't understand that. The kid might not even know that that's how you feel, but like as a parent, you feel that. You feel like you're letting someone down. And internally, like, again, this is again a story about self worth. This mom, this unknown mom, Acro Silky, we do not know her name, but her whole she's a single mom. She's trying to make ends meet. She's doing everything. She brought her child that red dress, but she's also a woman in a red dress. She's having to sleep around with men to make ends meet. She's having to work like 4 different jobs, but she's doing everything she can to give this child the happiest life she can. And they're living a very content lifestyle. They don't have much, but they have happiness. But like as the person providing in that scenario, there will always be that gnawing and nagging feeling in your heart that you're not doing enough, that you're not enough, and that this person deserves better. Like this person, like you want to apologize to them for having the unfortunate circumstances of being born to you. And that's a hard feeling, man. That's like as you grow older and that feeling comes up and you're like, even if you're not a parent, if you're just caring for somebody in your life, you're paying bills and you're doing stuff, but then like there's something that comes up and you're like, you can't get it. You can't afford it. And you get that feeling in your heart that you're like, I failed you. And this story doesn't really even tie into Ira. Like my mind on Ira has not changed much. But what this story really did was highlight another aspect of self-worth. And in terms of Ira, it kind of showed why she is the way she is a little bit. Is that like she overcompensates because she wants her mom to be proud of her. She wants to be able to do everything. She wants to be able to fight demons and all of that. She has like a bad personality, a bad attitude about it. Like I do think that that is still the case, especially with the rumors on Momo. Like I'm not absolving her of any of that, but what it shows is that like even like for as rotten a person as Ira, she has the kindness in her to give that closure to Acro Silky and to just leave her without regrets. And as Dr. Hero said in One Piece, a man only dies when he's forgotten, and Acro Silky will not be forgotten. And on a meta narrative kind of way, in a meta way, we as the audience like will not forget her. The music, the cinematography, it was exceptional. They did an impeccable job. Those were real life streets. The running scene as she's running out of the home after the car, that was a real life scene that they spliced in there from that POV, and it was magical. Like you can try to do whatever you can with stuff like AI and shit. You cannot replicate that. That's a human's creativity. That is a human's vision of an experience that no machine can ever fathom. The pain and the anguish that goes into just creating that masterful work of art. Like I'm actually like just choking up trying to not like stutter and burst into tears because like that episode was phenomenally moving. It gave me the same feelings that I had when I watched episode 10, I believe, of Violet Evergarden, the story about the letters across time. If you know, you know. But that storyline, like every time storylines like this come up, I really, really appreciate them. I'm also really curious if the mangaka is a lady for Dandadan, because this story, while being a shonen, has a lot of like female author energy. I don't know if that makes sense, but like my all-time goated shonen is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Hiromu Arakawa is a lady, and even for this one, like all of the themes and the like, this show is really solid on focusing on the emotions and the inner feelings of its characters and centered on them. And it also has really strong themes of feminism, like the first whole arc with Okarun and Turbo Granny. Like Turbo Granny as a yokai was a representation of a spirit that was like a vengeful kind of soul after multiple girls were kidnapped, assaulted, and left to die in basically a ditch in that tunnel. And Turbo Granny was born from the hatred and the, the depravity that caused that. And that's not something that's fake. That is a real thing that has happened a lot in this world. And even in this one, you saw the struggles of a single parent, a single mom, a single woman trying to make ends meet. And like the only ways that she could find to do that were exploitative, low paying part-time jobs, cashier, and all of that. But even at the end, she had to have herself exploited in more sexual trade to actually like make ends meet, just for two people. And it kind of shows just how broken the system is for both genders, but especially for women. It's that much harder to get anywhere. And how, like, the story of this mom was not like exaggerated. This is something that happens all the time. It's a very unfortunate thing, but it happens so much in our real world. And the author representing it in this way was very smartly done. It was the anime did an excellent job. The music was perfect for this moment. And just seeing, I don't even know, were they loan sharks coming back because she took a loan, like she took out a loan, I think, to pay for the red dress, but then she couldn't pay it back maybe, and so they came to get her, and they took her daughter away. It's either that or it's just burglars or kidnappers, but I think that was a loan that she took out to give her kids that experience, give her the ballerina experience. She loved ballet, and she wanted nothing more than to be able to give her child like ballet. Like she couldn't afford ballet lessons even, but she wanted her kid to feel, like she had that. And but anyway, yeah, the author does a really good job in weaving both social issues and social commentary into the story, and just hitting you with that heaviness, while the general vibe of the story is way more carefree and way more controlled. But the audacity of this story to go where it did, in the tasteful and extremely respectful manner that it did, I appreciate it so much. There was minimal vulgarity, there was minimal mishandling of the situation, there was minimal glorification of the situation. It was just portrayed as it was, the hard and unfortunate and absolutely devastating truth. It was an incredible story. Like, that's all this episode was, and I don't think there's anything else I want to talk in this episode. Ira, Ira's still going to have to do some work to grow on me. I'm glad that she gave Acro Silky the closure that she needed, and I'm glad that she helped Acro Silky move on. And I see her backstory. She lost her mom at a young age, and so she's been trying to struggle. And this is also a thing with growing girls, is not having that female role model. So you're kind of like creating this facade for yourself on your own, and it's a coping mechanism. Like not having the love of your mom, so you may be projecting that outwards, projecting that like everyone loves you and you're so pretty and you're so liked, kind of deal, and you're trying to like make mom proud by growing into like that kind of woman. So like I see what the story is doing and what it's trying to do by correlating Ira with Acro Silky. But I think Acro Silky's story as a standalone story, like you could have that as just like a music video. Just have that as a music video, like something like Shelter by Porter Robinson or something. And I think it would have the same impact. It's just a powerful vignette into a very real aspect of our world, and it just leaves you at that. It does not try to say what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. It just shows you what is. And it's our job as the watcher, the reader, the consumer to make up our minds on what the thing is. And I love it when authors do that. I love it when they don't give me the answer. They just show me a situation and they leave me to reckon with the consequences and the implications. And masterful work. Like, the story is not quite on the level of, like, say, the Monogatari series and how deep and layered its themes get, but in terms of the emotional impact and the sheer power of that it exerts by its animation. It uses its animation so well, so cleverly to do it, to show emotions, embody those emotions. That chase scene as she's running out of the apartment, I'm never forgetting that. I'm recommending that. That's top 5 anime scenes of all time for me. It's not Sakuga, it's not a burst of impact frames, but it's so much more meaningful and it does so much more for the story than any of those ever could. Impeccable story, and I don't know if episode 8 can ever live up to this. Like I said this about episode 4, the episode 4 high was insane, but this one just, I legitimately just teared up. Like I had an actual, like, tears coming out. I had to control myself. It was like, yeah, that's all I had for this episode. It was just, it was an experience. It's not something that I can define even after all that yapping. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, talk about it with me. If you have any stories to share about anything like this in your life, leave them down below. And yeah, let's talk about it and let's bond together. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.